Good morning. I am Patrick Garrigan. I'm Executive Director of Business Development here at AtlanticLIVE, and it is my distinct pleasure to welcome you all here this morning to the Atlantic's Infrastructure and Transportation Summit. Before we get started, I do want to thank you all for being here with us this morning. As you may know, it is a solemn day here in Washington, D.C. and across the country, as eyes turn towards the procession at the National Cathedral where former President George Herbert Walker Bush will be remembered. Today is a national day of mourning, and it's a chance for us to reflect on President Bush's legacy. We hope that the spirit of our event today, in which we'll ask tough questions about the challenges facing our society, our roads, our critical infrastructure, and the people whose lives hang in the balance, is consistent with the broader themes of today: service and civic responsibility. As a frame for the conversation, last year, the American Society of Civil Engineers gave America's infrastructure a D+ grade, barely a passing mark. From our roadways to our waterways, from the electric grid to gridlocked traffic, the systems in place to fuel and facilitate our everyday lives is in dire need of updates. Today, we'll dive right in. You'll hear from federal, congressional, and local decision makers, CEO and subject matter experts. We'll talk to companies looking to bring street-level change on a global scale. And we'll scrutinize the subjects that are affecting our own lives, from Baltimore's public transit to Amazon HQ2 in Crystal City. Before we get underway, though, I'd like to thank our underwriter BASF for making today possible. We'll hear from them a little later in the program. But before we get going, please silence your cell phones, but don't put them away. You can tweet at us using the handle @AtlanticLIVE, and the hashtag for today is AtlanticFixIt. AtlanticFixIt, all one word, on whatever social platform you happen to be on. And now, our first conversation. To discuss Baltimore's infrastructure and transportation story, it is our pleasure to welcome to the stage Baltimore Mayor Catherine Pugh, and here to lead the conversation, my colleague, the Atlantic's Washington editor-at-large, Steve Clements. Welcome, Mayor.